Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're logging in. And I'm so excited about today's video topic is grow through the holidays. Grow through the holidays. So I'm very excited to share with you the teams that have consistently worked with me over the years have a pattern of actually increasing their numbers, their collections, their patient visits during the holiday season. So today I'm going to show you exactly how they've been doing that. Um, and you will find, possibly for you or other offices that you know, it's more often than not common to have a little dip in numbers during the holidays where numbers actually go down, collections go down, that type of thing. And there's so many reasons, right? There's so many excuses and things that we can blame it on. We can say, well, we're closed for a week in November, we're closed for a week in December, so that's less visits. We could say people traveled during the holidays or people are really busy, there's traffic. People don't prioritize their health during the holidays. But what I found, every single reason why people miss visits during the holidays is the exact reason why they need this, why they need chiropractic care. Do you guys see this back here? I'm wondering, is my screen crooked or is my picture on the wall? What a crazy thing. Okay, there we go. Oh, I think it might be my picture on the wall. That's crooked. What a trip. Anyways, that is funny because it looks straight when I look at it. But anyways, okay, so back to the topic, grow through the holidays. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly what my teams that I've worked with that have done this, exactly what they've done, because it's a very predictable system, right? You do these things, you get this result, works every time. It's worked for all the teams that I personally have had implement these steps. So I want to encourage you, take notes. We're going to do, this is going to be a very short video lesson today. I'm aiming for 20 to 30 minutes. And the reason why, because most of you watching here have set aside an hour, and I want you to have that extra time to execute, okay? So when I'm done talking, the call, the training is not over. I want you to take the remaining time that equals an hour to actually put these plans in place and actually execute them. So really nothing after this call should be on a to-do list for the future. You should already have it done. So right now, you can know for sure that you're going to grow through the holidays. Okay. So there's a couple things to keep in mind. And some of you might be like, holidays, what? This is early, depending on when you're watching this. And that is because my recommendation is to start growing through the holidays end of September, beginning of October is when you start this. You cannot wait till the week before Thanksgiving or the week before Christmas and expect to implement these things and be successful because they take time and they build momentum. Okay. So the first thing is talk the talk, walk the walk. It's extremely critical that you are doubling down right now on educating patients on the importance of an adjustment, right? So this is the time. So September, October, you've already done it for like back to school season in August, right? July, August, getting ready for back to school. So you've already really primed them for this mindset to really understand the reality that an adjustment boosts your immune system, and getting adjusted regularly is directly related to your health. And so we're asking questions like, hey, what areas has your health improved since you got under chiropractic care? Such a great question to ask. And what you will find is so many times patients will say things like, I've lost weight, or it's just easier to lose weight, right? Um, they'll say, I'm just not getting sick as frequently, or my asthma seems a little better. Weirdly enough, I don't know if this is related, but I went to my heart doctor and he lowered my blood pressure medicine dose. I don't need as high of a dose. And so, whatever symptom they give us that improved, or whatever area of their health is improved, maybe they say, I'm sleeping better, my mental health is improving, I just feel happier, I just feel more energized. It's really important that we bring this back to the spine so that they see that their chiropractic care is directly related to their overall health. So let's just quickly go through that list I gave you if I can remember them all. Um, so I've lost weight, or it's easier to lose weight. I would say, that's because these nerves in your neck here, they go directly to your thyroid. And so, every time you get your cervical spine adjusted, it's increasing your energy, it's increasing the nerve flow to your thyroid. We've even had patients, I've even had patients that have gone from like 7 cups of coffee to 1 cup of coffee, changing nothing else other than getting adjusted. And they just don't feel like that urge, like, I need another cup and having this dip in energy, or the whole like 2 o'clock slump. I know personally, when I don't get adjusted for a while, like one of the first symptoms I have is around 2 o'clock, I get really tired and I need like a pick me up of some kind, right? And so, but when I'm adjusted regularly, I don't have that. I have consistent energy through the day. Okay. So, sleeping better, your brain and nervous system have to pat your brain, your whole nervous system has to pass through the spine, right? Your spinal cord is completely protected by your spine. So as we remove those misalignments, as we remove those subluxations, it increases nerve flow to all your vital organs. So everything is functioning better and it calms your nervous system, right? It brings your nervous system back into balance. This is so important. Think about everything people have today, everything we're hit with screens, TV, text messages, phones. We're living in a world that's designed in a way that brings your nervous system out of balance, right? That's why more people than ever are struggling with really nervous system issues, with their nervous systems out of balance, depression, anxiety, right? People having panic attacks, they can't sleep at night. All of these things, if we really think about it, they really go down to your nervous system being out of balance. And unfortunately, we're living in this world. We're hit with the chemical attacks, right? That kids have with junk food, packaged food, vaccination, all these chemical overloads that put our nervous system out of balance. Then you've got the screens, the input in that puts your nervous system out of balance. Every time you've got screen time of any kind, it's unnatural for your nervous system. So you layer on then the pollution, the physical environment, the air that you're breathing, right? All of these different stresses really create an unhealthy nervous system. So to me, with the world that we're living in, that we've created, that jolts your nervous system out of balance, it is essential, it's life or death, in my opinion, to continue to get consistent adjustments so that you can have a healthy brain and a healthy nervous system and be strong. And it's even more crucial for our children because they're overloaded with a lot more toxins than a lot of adults. And especially if you look at body size ratio, our children are hit with so much more toxins, oftentimes so much more junk food, school lunches, all the things than adults. So it's even more important for them, right? Plus they're trying to grow to keep their nervous system in alignment. Okay, got a little off topic, but not really, because that's really the core of it, right? Let's say their blood pressure is improving, or maybe they had heart palpitations, right? Again, nervous system, right? Racing heart, all of that. Let's say those have improved. Hey, that's because these nerves in your mid back right here, your thoracic spine, they go directly to your heart. They go to your lungs, your upper digestive system. Have you ever noticed when people get off the adjustment table, they often go, that's because they're breathing deeper. We've opened up their heart and their lungs to receive more nerve flow. And you can even tell a patient, like, try it out. See the difference in bad posture, how you breathe, versus great posture. Oh, I thought I even cleared my lungs. You're breathing deeper. So here's the thing. When patients truly, truly understand the impact of an adjustment, they're not going to miss. Phase 2 to this is helping them understand, predict, be masters of their health, predict when their body is going to be under stress, and take action in advance. So that's what I would tell them. Even I would say, hey, you know, a great a great patient or a good patient, they understand how an adjustment impacts their health. They understand how crucial it is to get adjusted every single week to maintain a healthy life. An incredible patient, somebody that wants phenomenal health, right? Somebody that really wants to have phenomenal health, happiness, consistent health, they're going to predict when their body is going to be under stress. And that's when they know to come in more often. That's when they know to double down on their adjustments so that their body can make it through that stressful season. So that's why it's so important. If you know you have a stressful season coming up or stressful things, it's so important you not only make your visits, but let us know, and we can schedule extra visits for you to help you through that tough time. Now, what we might not think of as stress is chemical stress or dietary stress. So during the holiday season, we often eat more junk food, eat more sugar, and oftentimes even sleep less, right? Maybe we're having more sugar, more alcohol, sleeping less. Now, I'm not saying don't do those things. Do live it up, enjoy the holidays. But what I'm saying is if you know you're going to intentionally put your body under stress, then what can you do in advance to make sure your nervous system is boosted and strong prior to that experience? And then they're going to be like, get adjusted. That's right. So that's why I know that you're scheduled to come in, on Thursdays. We've got Thanksgiving on a Thursday. So of course we'll be closed. I imagine you have plans as well. So that's why it's so important that the week prior you make time to come in an extra visit so that you can actually make up that visit in advance. Double down on boosting your immune system before the holidays. Now, that doesn't mean it's a free pass. It doesn't mean you can still totally abuse your body and come out stronger on the other end. But what it does mean is that you're boosting your immune system before putting it under stress. What it also means is that once you get back from the holiday, you don't have a bunch of makeup visits and catching up to do and all of that, because you're not going to need that stress when you're already reacclimating, to life after holiday. So you'll just go right back into your regular schedule in a seamless way. Are you taking any other vacations? Like, let's go ahead and schedule out your vacation time. Let's check in. How many visits are you going to miss for Thanksgiving? How many visits are you going to miss for Christmas? We'll go ahead and get those makeup visits scheduled in advance. So always, 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 if you get one thing out of today, always schedule makeup visits in advance and get patients super duper used to doing that, okay? With the exception of, like, one time I remember this couple was gone for the entire month of December, and they were coming in 3 times a week with their particular care plan. So as you can imagine, that would kind of be impossible to get all of those made up prior to leaving. However, they did a really good job. What we decided to do with them is 50-50. So we said, let's go ahead and schedule half your makeup visits, prior. So they were coming in 4 times a week, sometimes 5 times a week for the month prior to being gone. And then 4 to 5 times a week the month after. It was something along those lines. The math panned out. So you could even say that, with the exception if you're gone for like a month or longer, then we would likely do half your makeup visits prior, half after. So make this so normal. Make sure you're taking the time at the front desk person. This is your job. Maybe you might be lucky and your doctor or your rehab person might kind of serve you a golden platter and have the conversation and find out that the patient's going on vacation. Then they may come to you and say, hey, we have John's going on vacation, help him schedule his makeup visits. But you're the one up front that's having the conversation and responsible to schedule those visits. So if you work at the front desk, if you're a chiropractic assistant, put your hand up, right? I swear on behalf of chiropractic assistant team. No, just kidding. No, but seriously, make sure that you are committed to making sure that patients get their makeup visits scheduled in advance. That's like game over, webinar done. That's the core of what this is about to prepare them for the holiday. Okay, one last thing I want to hit on is having fun. Having fun while you do it, having fun during the holidays, make the office somewhere that's super fun to come to for the holidays and not some like boring, awful thing that they have to get in. So I have some ideas on this for you. I love coming up with very creative things based off of the uniqueness of your practice and the uniqueness of your team. So if you need help troubleshooting for a particular holiday or an event on what to do in the office, please reach out because I truly love doing this. So I'm going to share an example from yesterday. I went in to get adjusted to my chiropractor's office, and he has a big old white beard, which a lot of older chiropractors do, like the founders of chiropractic, they like to have that like matching old beard. At least that's why I assume they're doing it. But anyways, and he's got a little bit of a belly for sure. And he has actually worked in December previous years as a mall Santa, which by the way, he ended up getting a lot of patients that way too. I think he ended up handing out his card. So he had worked as a mall Santa, which fun fact, I did not know this, but apparently for the month of December working as a mall Santa, he would get 10 grand. Like, that's pretty good. Not bad, at least for this day and age. Super part-time gig, I think it was like some afternoons and weekends, super part-time gig. So if you know any, old chubby dude looking to make some extra cash, they should be a mall Santa. Get a nice little 10 grand buffer on your income for the month of December. I even tried to do it, but apparently I'm not what they're looking for. Worth a try. But anyways, so he had done this mall Santa thing and he was telling me that he decided not to do it this year. So I said, hey, what about this for the month of December? You have Santa Monday and you dress up as Santa or at least a little bit, wear red or something. And the team dresses up like elves or at least a little bit, and it's like, come get adjusted by Santa on Mondays and do a big promo, do Facebook Lives, like advertise this as a thing, like come see Santa. Santa's going to get adjusted on Mondays. Why do you think reindeers could fly? It's because they get adjusted. Santa adjusts them before they go off and fly. So like making it fun, making it playful for kids and families and special things. And then what's cool about that too is anybody that's like been thinking about referring other families in, any of your patients, right? What a better time. Bring them on a Monday, even if they decide not to continue with care, even if it's not a fit for them, they got to see Santa. The kids will love it. Like, bring them in. So it's super cool. This was actually the first time my daughter, who is almost 5, met this particular chiropractor of mine, and I introduced him as Santa. I was like, this is Santa, and she was so excited, telling him what she wanted and trying to be really good. She wanted to get adjusted. Of course, she didn't have an appointment, though only I did that day, so she didn't at that time. But anyway, she's excited and wants to get adjusted by Santa. So it brings a whole nother element. And you can be really creative with this. I had a waitress just yesterday. Her name was Ella. And my daughter was like, that sounds like Cinderella. And she said, when I'm not here at the restaurant, I'm Cinderella. Like, this is what I do in disguise. So like something fun like that, right? Okay, so you have a really beautiful female doctor, right? Maybe you make her Disney princess to the kids, like, did you know, like on the weekends, Dr. Allison works as Cinderella, or she's actually Cinderella. So just getting fun or having fun, being playful, especially with the family practices. I know right now we have a lot of family practices that are tuning into this So that's why I bring that up. So think about that. What's one thing we can do? Okay, maybe we're not going to do Santa Claus, but what's at least one other thing we can do to really give people incentive to come into their visits and incentive to bring people and refer during the holidays? So a big one is give the gift of health for the holidays. Offices, we would put together little packages, and a lot of my offices do this. Little gifts, beautiful, beautiful, high quality gift baskets that they could get for their loved ones. And they included various things, a day one chiropractic visit, a massage, really wonderful high quality candle, and we put together these wellness bundles, like give the gift of wellness, give the gift of health this holiday season. It was kind of feminine too, stress them in like what woman in your life, would you like to get a spa day for? Or there was a spa day in there as well. So if you have other services in your office, right? Let's say you have a laser or red light bed, whatever you have, maybe you include some of that in the wellness bundle package. Maybe you have ones that are geared toward kids, ones that are geared toward parent or women, ones that are geared toward men, however you want to do that, or a universal one. But make sure you have a gift, an offering for the month of November and December that you could give people that they could purchase for a fraction of the price and give the gift of health to somebody. So I think for our bundles, they were worth, like if they paid original price for everything in there, I think it was like $500 or something, and they were getting them for $97, something along those lines. You don't need to follow that exact pricing. I've seen people do it for like $30 or whatever. So what's cool about that is it's such a deal. People will get creative. We had people that would say like, "Oh, I wanted to bring my husband in anyways, so I'm going to buy that, keep the massage myself, and then have credit for my husband to come in for a new patient visit." So I think of it as almost like the end of the year, a cleanup. Anyone that was thinking about referring anybody, bringing them in. And you can use that phrase too. Who have you been thinking about referring? Who's come to mind this year that you wanted to refer in that you haven't yet referred in? Now's your time. Now's the opportunity. Don't let the year end before being bold and giving your loved ones the gift of health. Who do you want to experience this gift of health with? Who do you love and care about that you want to also live a long, healthy life alongside you? So see what we're doing here. See the kind of verbiage. It's constant, and you're really just building the practice. They all know to make their visits up. They're all referring like crazy. They're buying these gifts, which, by the way, by selling these packages, people are going to get them December 25th or sometime around there. The beauty of this is it packs for January. One thing, front desk people, raise your hand if you're front desk. Don't forget to have a tracking system for this. Who buys the gifts that you put together and who they're going to give them to. You need tracking systems, contact info, and everything so that you can follow up with these people after Christmas. Even as every office does it differently on what they're comfortable with, but I've seen offices go as far as getting the contact info of who's going to receive it, and following up with them, or just the contact info even of the person that purchased, so you can follow up with them, January 1st, like, hey, we know you purchased this for your mom. How'd she love it? Was she so excited? Excellent. She hasn't scheduled her visit yet. Make sure she schedules that this week. Okay. Also, CAs, another little hack, make sure your gift certificates, anything that goes out that's gifting someone a day one or a discounted day one, it must have an expiration date on it. So have a little line on there, and then you can even fill in by hand the expiration date. So maybe those are only good till, what would you say is fair? End of February, end of March, end of January, giving them a month, giving them 3 months to come in. Something like that, where you can keep following up with the person that purchased and say like, hey, make sure they schedule this month. These spots are filling up really quickly. We sold 100 of them over the holidays. So our new patient spots are all filling up. Make sure they schedule this week, or they only have a month left before it expires. Make sure they schedule. So it's really a phenomenal way to just pack your schedule in January, and you've already done all the foundational work in November and um, December. Okay, so you've got your special event, something that you're doing in the office to draw old patients and new patients in, whether it's Santa Claus or something else, maybe a raffle, a Christmas giveaway. I've seen people have like a jar of beans, and you guess how many beans are in there. Any fun little thing that you can go live on your social medias, post about, tell people about, spread the word, giving away an iPad, a TV, the new iPhone, whatever. Um, and then you're going to have your gift for purchase. So they could do all their Christmas shopping right there at the chiropractic office. And whatever gift for purchase you have for whatever services or things, you always include a day one chiropractic visit, because that's the core, that's the most important thing you do in the office. You never gift for purchase. You are going to start having your makeup language in September, October, end of September, beginning of October. You're getting those makeup visits on the calendar in advance. So you guys are going to be jam packed the first couple weeks of November and jam packed the first couple weeks of December. So the ultimate goal is that your numbers will at the very least stay the same, because anyone that was going to miss visits that week you're closed, or the week they're gone, they've done those in advance. So at the end of the month, your bottom line numbers are the same because they came in the same amount of times. More importantly, right, their health is the same. You haven't done them a disservice by allowing them to fall behind. Another thing that's really important for patients to understand is that when they miss a visit, it's not like hitting the pause button on the remote. They actually fall back. They get behind in their care. Their health decreases. So some of you may have seen my step exercise. I'm just going to say it right now quickly because I think it's one of those things you can't do enough. So if you have a patient that's missed multiple visits, take 2 minutes with them. Schedule it in if you have to. Let your doctor know, like, when they come in, I'm going to take 2 minutes with them to do this step exercise. Let everyone know this is what you're going to do, to explain to them what happens when they miss a visit. So this is like if you have someone that's missed a couple visits, or it seems to be a reoccurring issue, you want to have this conversation with them before it gets worse. Because if they're missing visits, it's a sign they don't get it, right? We have lacked on our education, and it's a huge red flag that they might quit. So that's why we have to really nip that in the bud and take the extra 2 minutes now to save us hours later. So what I do is I'm going to pretend this big giant cup is the CA, and this little sound maker speaker is the patient. So I'm going to say, hey, I noticed that you've missed a few visits this month. We'll get you rescheduled for makeup visits. But first, I just wanted to show you what happens to your nervous system, what happens to your health and healing when you miss a visit. Okay. So let me show you. And I'm going to use an example of a patient that's coming in 3 times a week, which would obviously be a patient that's in, some sort of a corrective program, or in, like initial crisis care, and is not to the point of maintenance yet. Because obviously, if they're doing maintenance that's like once a week, or in some offices, their maintenance is like once a month or twice a month, as long as they make it up within that week, right? They're fine. If their maintenance visit is normally on Mondays and they come in on a Tuesday, hopefully, if they're on maintenance, it means their spine's already stabilized and strong enough to come in a day later or a day sooner type of thing. Hopefully, right? They've already done that initial care. They've stabilized their health and wellness and are now maintaining. So this is specifically for patients that are in a corrective care type of thing. So I'm going to say, let me show you what happens when you miss a visit. Go ahead and stand next to me here. So remember, the silver cup is you, the CA. This is the patient. Okay, so you're standing next to each other. So John, you know how you normally come in 3 times a week? Yes, I know. Here's what happens when you come in 3 times a week. You come in Monday, take a step forward with me. Boom. Okay, you come in Wednesday, take a step forward with me. Boom. You come in Friday, take a step forward with me. Boom. How many steps in your health and healing did you take this week? If you make every single visit. Well, 3 steps in my health and healing, John. Excellent. Now come back to the starting line. Let's go back to the starting line. Stand in the exact same place you were before. Let me show you what happens when you miss a visit. Okay. So let's say you make your Monday visit. You come in Monday, take a step forward. Boom. Now let's say that you accidentally miss Wednesday or something comes up and you miss Wednesday, take a step back. Boom. But you're back on track and you make Friday, take a step forward. Boom. How many steps in your health and healing did you take this week? And they're like, wait a minute. 1. Exactly. That's right. So can you see how when you miss a visit, you don't just hit pause, you actually backtrack in your care and in your health and healing, and you've actually deviated from the care plan that provides predictable results. Yes, I see that. So if you don't make that visit up within the week, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're going to get those results? Probably not, John. Exactly. So that's why it's important if you miss a visit, you make it up within 24 hours. What would have happened if you missed Monday, but you made it up Tuesday? You would still have your 3 steps forward in your health and healing this week. I'll never miss a visit again. Anyways, okay, getting weird over here. But see how that works? You actually do the step exercise, and it is so great. I love that exercise because it actually shows what happens, the backtracking. Took how many minutes? Maybe 3 minutes. Okay. So I want to leave you guys with 30 minutes of execution time. So during this time, we're going to do 3 things. How many things? 3 things. 1, we're going to prep and practice, perhaps role play with another team member, scheduling makeup visits. Role play, having that conversation of scheduling makeup visits in advance. Make sure it's easy, fun, flawless. Okay. 2, decide what you're going to do. What fun thing are you going to do in the office for the month? Decorations, prizes, raffles, Santa Claus, this or that. Like, what is going to be your fun holiday thing to draw people in? During this, like, go the extra mile. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a kids coloring corner or, like a kids table, print out some free worksheets online with turkeys for Thanksgiving. Just those little touches that make such a difference. The little touches, the little things, right? Throw away some broken crayons, get a new pack of crayons, like just little things to kind of upgrade the office and make it feel more prestigious and lovely and to go with the seasons. What can we do that's seasonal? It doesn't necessarily mean just like vomiting a bunch of decorations around. It could be just little subtle, classy things. So whatever your style is there. Okay. And so kind of go through the office with fresh eyes and think, where can we add some seasonal fun flair? And let's see, the last thing you're going to do is with your team, decide what's going to be your gift for purchase, your giveaway gift that people could purchase to give the gift of health. What are you going to put in those packets? And what's going to be the execution of it? Okay. So, for us, I actually remember this. I was going to design on Canva or some website we had at the time. I was going to design these beautiful gift cards and print them out, get them printed on quality paper. Here was the special, here was the deal, here's what it includes. So we had that all sorted out. My job was going to be to design, print those, have them done by Tuesday. Diane, who worked with us, was going to go to Hobby Lobby and get these beautiful baskets and the clear wrap and the paper and all the things. So the doctor sent her with a budget to get this beautiful design. We had a color, we had a thing, we were going with the logo colors, so we were all on the same page. And yeah, and then in that case, we were just a small office of 3 at the time. So then the doctor was going to coordinate with the massage therapist what the offering would be that would be worth the massage therapist's while. Diane was working with her yoga studio to include a free yoga class. So we all had exactly what we were going to do. It was very specific, and we had the deadline. We were going to have those things prepared, and we had the amount we were going to do. So this is such a great deal. We're only offering 30 of them or 100 of them, kind of depending on how many patients you have in your area, but you want to have a little bit of scarcity on this one and not have an unlimited supply, right? So when they first come in and you first have them, they're all over, they're up on the windowsill, they're on the front desk, and they see these beautiful little packages, and then they see them dwindle down, 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 down. Even if you have to do a little bit of the dwindling yourself to encourage the purchases, even if you need to like take a few away each day and be like, look, I only have 4 left out, and do it that way, just to create that feeling of get on it. You got to buy these, sort of like at the workshops, a lot of people will advise if you're have 10 people confirmed to the workshop, like put out 8 chairs kind of thing. So it feels full and exciting. You have to run and get more chairs. Just like a little fun human psychology thing, right? To build the amp. So have fun with that. Email, text, call me if you need help, if you get stuck. It should take you 30 minutes to do all those 3 things and get them ready for execution, right? So what are we doing? We're role playing makeup visits. We're creating our gift, deciding who's doing what by when. And we are also deciding what special thing we're going to have during the holiday season. Could be hot cider Mondays or hot cider Fridays, just something really cool that patients could look forward to. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Enjoy, reach out, and I'm here to help you.